I got the headband on because when I saw the news about what happened to 45, my blood pressure shot up to 178 over 102. So I got the news first from Steve Ram's channel. And that's because Steve Ram is unbiased. He's the real deal. So, Tennessee gal, what's up? Steve Ram is unbiased. He's the real deal. And so when I want to know something, is it true or not, I went to Steve Ram's channel. The sad thing is I was doing a live stream on my other channel, It's a Sick World. And one of the trolls mentioned what had happened to 45. And the guy been trolling me. So bad, I figured that it was just wishful thinking on his part. And now all the hypocrites are going to come out. You know, that coven of witches from The View. They'll come out and they'll say, oh, we're sorry. We're sending prayers and all that other stuff. But the fact of the matter is, if you go back just a few days, 46 literally put out a contract on 45 when he said there had to be a target. There had to be a target associated with Trump. What is that saying? And what kind of a target? Of course, a target is something that's on an RFILE. So why are we surprised? Why are we surprised that this happened, you know? But now one thing that people are going to wonder is this a fulfillment of prophecy where the Antichrist, you know, gets wounded in his right eye? So all of this stuff is going to start to flurry. All of this stuff's going to start to flurry out there, you know. But we are in a true banana republic. We're in a true banana republic where the progressives were like, okay, you know, Slow Joe's not going to wind his thing down. So what's the other alternative? Well, the other alternative is you get rid of the competition. You know, you got doors flying off of airplanes, you know, and all of a sudden whistleblowers start disappearing, you know, get rid of the competition, what's become the great American way now. And so he's done a Teddy Roosevelt. He's standing up and he's showing that, you know, he's okay and all that other stuff. I think that was back in 1912 when Teddy Roosevelt, I got a good memory for a 70-year-old guy. October 14th of 1912, former saloon keeper John Schrank attempted to assassinate former U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt. So you know, it's weird. The news hasn't really ramped up yet. So, you young people, that think that this is fantastic, you know, you all are like, well, this is fantastic. Uh, Finally getting rid of the fascists. You are the fascist when you are the person saying that your way is the only way, and anybody who doesn't like it, is going to get capped. Then that's fascism. So, but I've noticed that the progressives are excellent at calling other people exactly what they are. And they'll all they'll all do the, oh, we're sorry. They're not really sorry. So Steve Ram's channel was the first to have it on the tube. Grand Supreme News channel, which is Luis Santiago, really nice guy. If you're out there, give me a like and a subscribe so I know that you're there. I talk to a lot of my regulars on my other channel. It's a sick world. So if you go to Jared, when I saw the news about 45, it shocked me so bad because I was on a live stream on my other channel, as you well know. It's a sick world. And Meek said something about 45 being capped. So since he had been trolling me the whole time, I figured that was just a trollogram, and I didn't take it seriously. But hey, Jared, do you want to be moderator for a few minutes? Because I know you're the real deal and you got my back. You want to be a moderator for a few minutes? Can you? And see, okay, cool. Thank you, Jared. Because all the trolls and moles and all that are going to be coming out of the woodwork. One person has already said that they're happy. They're happy that, no, I got Jared for a while. Thank you. And I know Jared. I know Jared is the real deal. One troll has already made an issue of pointing out that one person in the crowd was holding up a sign that said, "You're fired," from Donald Trump's, days when he did that show, what was that show called where Donald tells people they're fired? So they're making fun of this attempted assassination and the fact that the sign behind him said, "You're fired." How sick, and people think The Apprentice, thank you. People think that's good for America, that somebody goes up and caps this man. But see, if progressives were going to hold Sleepy Joe to the same thing, as they're holding Trump for January 6th, Sleepy Joe a few days ago said that there needs to be a target over Trump. He used the word target like on a rifle. So how is that different? How is that different to people claiming that Trump initiated January 6th. It's a double standard. And I'm not political. Don't get me wrong. I'm not political. I think that Donald inflames a lot of people. He loves to call people names and antagonize people. And people are very thin-skinned. And one guy in the background in a white shirt is laughing. So I'm sure that some of the people that went to that rally were not doing in the best interest, you know. I'm watching Grand Supreme News, which is Luis Santiago's channel. So, oh gosh. So they said that there would have to be another big shakeup, like another 9/11 or something like that soon. So, and they're not kidding. And the thing that I was reporting on this afternoon on my other channel, It's a Sick World, was the fact that they're sending U.S. service people overseas to help out the yellow and the blue, protect their borders, while our borders are being decimated. But there's a duplicity in that. They're sending our service people over to get them out of the country, and they're replacing them with illegals that are coming into the country, and they're making them policemen and military, the new police, the new military. That's why I was saying earlier, the election's not going to make any difference. It's not going to make any difference. We're too far down the road of a banana republic. And we've already been inundated with all of these people, this fifth column that came in. So the only thing you can do is stock up on your preps, you know, and try to be a gray man. Being a gray man is somebody who doesn't draw attention to themselves. When I was a kid, just after WW2, my father wore these evil round glasses that made him look like a spy. And he drove a 39 VW Beetle rather. There was gunmetal gray. He looked like a spy getting out of the car. And my mother drove a Triumph Prefect. And as a kid, what's up, $1 Million? As a kid, I was like, folks, why can't we just be normal? Why can't we drive a Chrysler, a Dodge, or a Chevy, or a Ford, or something like all the other neighbors? You didn't see back in the 50s foreign cars out on the street. It was buy American, be American, you know. We were making the finest automobiles in the world for cheap. You know, everybody had 2 cars in the driveway and were getting along and all that other stuff. And then greedy people said, well, you know, if we globalize this, we'll make more money. And they didn't realize that by globalizing it, we would be in competition with third world countries, you know, people that will do anything for $1, literally, you know. When I went to school, the kids were like, well, we're going to start tearing our clothes and growing our hair and rebellion and not bathing and all. I was like, I'm not. I'm not. My favorite Dodge American muscle car would be 68 Dodge Charger with the round taillights. I didn't like the sculpted taillights, reminded me of a 59 Chevy Impala. But if I could have a car of my choice, it would be a burgundy. I'm 70. It would be a 68 Dodge Charger with a 318. 318 old sandcast block, lasts forever. The 383 had a problem with the distributor because it was in the motor crooked and it would always wear on one side and wobble. The 383, the 360, always very problematic motors. My next motor would be 426 or 440. I had a Chrysler Imperial LeBaron Brougham 69 with a 440 TNT package under the hood. And that car would move out. It would move out. And when I would come from work and go to work, I went down the back roads of Avery Drive in Rockville and through Potomac, Glen Mill Road, all that. And when I would get to this one curve, the Chrysler would throw a hubcap into this man's yard. And those hubcaps had this beautiful Phoenix emblem, the bird rising out of the ashes of destruction. Beautiful emblem on those hubcaps. There was no way that I was going to lose a hubcap. So the car would throw the hubcap up into this man's yard. And all the time I'd have to stop the car, walk up into the guy's yard, trespass, and get my Phoenix hubcap back. Those hubcaps would be worth about $200 a piece now. But man, that was a beautiful car. And one day it ran and it had its best moment ever. And then it dropped a valve and the piston came up and smashed the valve all around. And that was that for my beautiful Imperial LeBaron. It was a cool car. It had windshield wipers over the headlights that when you press the wash button, these things would pop up and wipe off the headlights. And it had secret compartments under the armrest, you know, where people nowadays would probably hide their 420 and stuff like that. So in any case, still not that many people are talking about 45 yet. I went to Full Spectrum Survival. I went to Steve Ram's channel. Steve Ram has got a good channel. Yeah. He's covering up his head now because he got that doll hair implant. So if you go to his channel or to Real GS News, Luis Santiago, please don't make fun of them. So now I'm at NY Prepper. NY Prepper is a good channel. And let me see who else is carrying this. Full Spectrum Survival and Grand Supreme News. Not that many people are carrying it. Well, now that pot is legal, people are overdosing on it, and it is causing problems for people. We were not designed to breathe smoke. We were designed to breathe fresh air. And fam, if you don't think that the dragon country and China is going to take advantage of this, you're very much mistaken. We are in a country that's totally spiraling, is totally spiraling into chaos. And like I said, if it turns out that Donald Trump loses his right eye because of this attempt, a lot of people are going to think that it's a beast from the Bible, where the beast gets injured in the right eye. And a lot of people thought that Jack Kennedy, JFK, was the beast or the Antichrist when he got SHOT in the head. A lot of people were expecting him to resurrect and take over the world. That was back in 1963. So 63 to now, and going through the same thing all over again. The thing that gets me is that the Secret Service guys, it's always like they're after the fact to protect the president. The only one that I remember was when Ronald Reagan got SHOT, and the Secret Service guy got in the way, and he was a vegetable after that. So his name was like Jim Baker, and they let the guy Hinckley. They let Hinckley go a little while ago. He was trying to impress Jodie Foster. He had a thing for Jodie Foster and was trying to impress her. And I forgot who Lynette Squeaky Fromme went after when she tried to cap somebody. So let me look that up. Lynette Squeaky Fromme. Oh, she was a part of the Manson family. I didn't know that. Oh, it was Gerald Ford. That's right. Gerald Ford, the president who tripped on everything and banged his head on the airplane getting in and out. I don't know why they would go after Gerald Ford, because Gerald Ford, wasn't that much of a player, like Lyndon Baines Johnson. When JFK got capped, he was in LBJ's, Lyndon Baines Johnson's District 13. So you look at the picture of Jackie Kennedy on the plane when Johnson's getting sworn in. She's looking at him like, "You KILLED, my husband," and he's looking back at her like, "Well, you just keep your mouth shut, nothing will happen to you." He was pretty much gangsta. And he was the one who said that we will have these N-words voting Democratic for the next 200 years. He was a Democratic president. George Wallace, a Democrat who used the National Guard to keep blacks from going to school. You had Hillary Clinton, who said that Senator Baird was her good buddy, and Senator Baird was part of the Klan. I don't know. Is this Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania is a blue state, right? Is Pennsylvania a blue state?
According to 2024 Presidential Election Interactive Map, Pennsylvania is generally considered a battleground state, although it voted Democratic in the 6 elections prior to 2016.
Pennsylvania is considered a purple state, although it voted Democratic in the last 6 elections. Sleepy Joe's home state is Delaware. I remember Delaware because I used to live in Delaware before having to leave Delaware because the mob put out a contract on me, and that was back in the 80s. I worked for a mob-owned trash company. I didn't know it. I suspected it because my boss was a real badass. He had a car that got a flat tire, and so he drove through a neighborhood on a flat tire and found another similar car, and he jacked up the other guy's car, stole the tire off of it, put it on his car, and then threw the bad tire underneath the other guy's car, drove off. He was a real badass, and he was proud of that. He was proud of that when he told me the story. So I didn't know how to take it, really. I was like, well, I need the job. I'll just keep an eye on my paycheck to make sure that it's right. Keep my nose clean so I don't wind up packed in the back of a garbage truck, which, by the way, has happened at other companies where I worked. One guy at one company wanted to unionize the company, and imagine this, on a hot summer day, they made him go up in a recycling truck to adjust the paper. And when he was up in the recycling truck on the super hot day, they closed the truck on him by accident for 4 minutes. And by the time they remembered the guy was up there, he was DEAD. He had had a heart attack, getting crushed by the truck in the heat and everything. So he was no longer in the position to subject the company to, he was not the next John Gotti, that type of deal. No rallying the guys at the company against the company, that type of thing. So, National Delaware Day. Amber, if that's true, is it National Delaware Day?
According to National Day calendar, National Delaware Day on July 13th recognizes the first state to declare independence from the British.
Wow, Amber.
Delaware lands.
Do you know what you stumbled on?
But the independent spirit
National Delaware Day.
Is more than just legendary.
This is exactly how Amber is brilliant. Amber is brilliant. Did you think that up, or did somebody tell you that, Amber? That's exactly how the Illuminati work, is to make you wonder. Here you have Sleepy Joe, who a few days ago said that 45, there'd have to be a target on 45. And what does a target belong on? A target belongs on an RIFLE. 45 just got capped. And it's National Delaware Day, where Sleepy Joe comes from. You couldn't put that together any more perfectly. It's like when the Kenyan was having his last press conference dinner, and he said that the Dems needed to have a red wedding. Everybody in the audience clapped and laughed. They don't know what a red wedding is, where you invite your enemies to a wedding, and when they're all drunk and sleepy and satisfied, you close the doors and the windows and you cap everybody. That's what Bathhouse Barry was talking about, a red wedding. And all the fools clapped for him, you know. And he said, well, you all wanted a socialist pot-smoking man in the WH, and you got him. And they clapped again. And then he said, and some of you will be walking along and a drone will get you. And they all clapped and laughed. And he said, I'm not kidding, you know, I'm not kidding. That's how the Illuminati and the elites work. They figure that if they give you fair warning, then they've done the right thing and it's not on them. Some sort of twisted valor, you know. So when I saw the news, about 45, my blood pressure shot up to 178 over 102. So, yeah. I had the closed caption turned off because I've been watching one of the Sleepy Joe speeches, and the closed caption doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. So, okay. Luis Santiago just picked up on this. Thank you, Luis. In his article 5 days ago, Joe Biden told his donors it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. So that's calling out a contract on the other guy. Luis Santiago is very intelligent for a young man with 6 kids, 2 jobs, you know, dogs, a ministry, 3 hours of sleep a night, you know. He's very intelligent. So, but he's got a speech impediment. So if you go to his channel, please don't make fun of him. I'm sure many people have made fun of him. I'm watching the other news with the closed captions turned on. So, wow. This is a very incredible time in history. It's very incredible. You're watching the slow motion demise of the Iron Eagle country. Treason, everything. Treason, betrayal. They bankrupted the country on purpose. And the reason they did that, the reason they bankrupted America, is to hand America over to the person that we owe money to in a bloodless coup. So America's already been handed over. It's the one time that I agree with the minister, Louis Farrakhan, when he said that we're living in houses on land that we don't own anymore. So you have America is beyond bankrupt. Our oil reserves are almost depleted. You know, we're a laughing stock on the globe. All these WARs have broken out because they know America's not going to back them up. I believe in the future, 5 or 10 years, I believe that the bear country will take back Alaska because they felt that they were cheated in only getting $7 million for Alaska with all of its oil reserves and gold and everything. and the Bear Country wants Alaska back. I believe that they will take it back and that the Iron Eagle will not do anything to stop them. I believe that Texas will secede from the Union because Texas has gold. Texas has its own power structure. It's got oil. It's got everything it needs to secede from the Union. And that would actually be good for Texas because that way Texas could charge the Iron Eagle for all of the bases, military bases on Texas. So that's why, for those of you that don't know, Six Flags over Texas is Texas has had Six Flags. They've been their own country before. So, and of course, people behind 45 got SHOT. They probably didn't know it. Well, when I got stabbed as a young man, I thought the guy had punched me. I didn't realize that he stabbed me until the sweat and everything got into the wound and it started to really burn and sting. I thought he had punched me. I didn't know he stabbed me. I grew up on the streets, fam. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty putting a 15-year-old child out on the streets, a child that had been raised by blue bloods. My mother was an Egyptologist, and my father wrote poetry. And after I got the crap beat out of me, he wanted to read me his poetry that would change the world and bring beauty and love to the world. And oh, gosh, would I like a copy of his book, his latest book? And I was like, man, you got to be kidding. I said, let me check those Marlboros that you smoking. You want me? You want me? The son that you just tried to crush out a cigarette on, you want me to fawn over your book? So I was like, yeah, let me have the book. I stuck it under a crooked table. You know, a table that was wobbly. The book was perfect. So I was like, man, you know, you got to be kidding me. I'll just do the dab. I'll do the dab with my little headband because I know people know that I don't look good with it on. And they're like, Pop, why have you got a bandage on your head? Did something happen, Pop? And, you know, see, I know where this is all going to. This is going to absolute chaos in this country. And it'll be just like France. It'll be, yeah. Yep, that's right, Jared. Did you see what Amber wrote about July 13th being Delaware Day and Sleepy Joe's from Delaware and 45 just got capped in progressive territory? So, and it shows you what a brave man. I don't care what any of you all think about 45. Him getting capped was inevitable, and he knows it. He knew it. So he's a brave man. See, he figured that if America goes, all of his money won't make a bit of difference. And if the rest of the millionaires and billionaires were smart, they would figure out the same thing. Instead of trying to breed wokeness and the abomination and everything into innocent little children. And I'm going to tell you, fam, God never allows a society to go any further than when it corrupts innocent little children. You know, every society in history that has taught and corrupted little children with what we're teaching them has disappeared. So, and God is not a citizen of the Iron Eagle. God is not a heavenly gumball machine up in heaven doing our will. He's sovereign, he's holy. So we have a real mess. And right with everything going on, they're showing yet again another witch's show, you know? Man versus witch. They're going to ride this thing all the way to the end of destruction, I can tell you. The sad thing was I was on my other channel when it happened, and one of my trolls mentioned it, and I thought that he was just pulling my leg. So I kept on going until I went to check the news when I signed off, and I went to Steve Ram's channel, and Steve Ram is 100%. He's nonpartisan. He's into the truth. So I knew that that he was telling the truth. Okay, so Black Scout Survival has just picked the story up. I like to watch Black Scout Survival, except when I watch him at 1 a.m, he has a real loud intro, and then he mumbles on channel. Even though he's got this great big microphone, he still mumbles when he's talking to the audience. So it's hard for me to watch his channel. So I guarantee you more people have been hit than just 45, because if you're sitting behind somebody who just got SHOT, those rounds got to go somewhere, you know? But Sleepy Joe said, by his own words, if we can't beat this guy, he's got to be taken out. And yet they don't say, well, Sleepy Joe, that's your January 6th, you know? What difference is it between what Donald Trump was alleged saying about January 6th and Sleepy Joe saying that Trump had to be taken out? You know, what difference is there? But of course, they won't do anything. They won't do anything. And they haven't even found who did this yet. And the guy was a marksman, you know. So the guy did such a perfect hit that apparently he didn't get anybody else in the crowd. So that's somebody who's an expert marksman. See, fam, I was given an RIFLE when I was 11 years old. Back in my day, it was different, okay? Children were given GUNS as presents and stuff. I got my first RIFLE 11 years old, okay? My sister had a knife. She tried to stab me when I was 11. And my folks don't like me talking about this stuff, you know. They don't like me mentioning it because in the eyes of my sisters, my father could do no wrong, that kind of crap. But could you imagine if you went to a carnival nowadays and you were at the shooting gallery and they gave out a .22 rifle at the shooting gallery like they did back when I used to go to Glen Echo? That shooting gallery was made of metal, And those rifles were 22 rifles. Nowadays, if you did that, somebody would turn around and start capping people in the crowd. People can't be trusted anymore. In my day, hang on a second. In my day during WW2, people could be trusted to keep their mouths shut. Shooter is dead. They did get him, Jared? That's good looking out. See, when you target an RIFLE, when you target something, you have to account for the spin of the round. You have to account for the weather. You have to account for the wind. You have to account for the distance. So the longer the distance, the more the round is going to drop. The stronger the wind, the more the round is going to turn. So whoever got him at that distance was expert, I can tell you. And the president did a Teddy Roosevelt, saying goodbye to the crowd as he was taking off. But I'll tell you, if he loses his right eye, everybody is going to think that it's the Bible coming true and that he is the beast, because the way Israel loves him and all that other stuff. Fam, we live in devastatingly interesting times, I don't go to bed until like 4 o'clock in the morning. I keep the news on and I take the last of my blood pressure medicine at 4 in the morning. I sleep for 3 hours till 7 in the morning. And then I get back up and do my thing all over again. But, fam, I got to go get something to eat and to take my follow-up blood pressure medicine and see where I'm at with that. I love you all. I care about you all. I thank those of you that are trustworthy, to be my moderators and to be my friends. So if you want to check out my Amazon link, Malik, it may have been my accident. It may have been my accident. So I apologize, or maybe a moderator did it. I don't know, Malik. I don't know. So yesterday, the comment section was going really fast. But if you all want to donate to a good charity, consider Meals on Wheels of Central Maryland. They bring meals to elderly, handicapped, shut-in. They shuttle handicapped people around. All of them are volunteers. All of them are nice. And all of the money is used properly. So Pop-Pop's out. I love you.